Welcome back, treasures. Today I am doing some background on some paper for an upcoming journal. I'm going to take this spray that has some food dye in it and kind of just spray it on the back of my paper here. It has a little bit of dye that's watered down in it, so it's a lighter blue, and then you can see the darker blue come through. And I'm going to do the same technique on some tissue paper, just like you would use for a present. You can see I smartened up and put a little rubber glove on because food dye was dyeing my finger. After I do a couple of pages, I'm going to come back with a stencil and some ink and just make some stencil patterns over this kind of splotchy dyed paper as well. I just want to do a few different things on it to give it some depth and kind of background patternness to it. So you'll see that I'm using colors that kind of coordinate with each other. I'm using these kind of blues together, and that's because this is ultimately going to go into kind of a cosmic space journal. So I'm going to have some blues and blacks, some purples, things of that nature. I'm going to take this black paper and I'm going to use this white and this glitter temporary hair color, and I just sprayed one side of it with the white and one side of it with the glitter. Now it actually comes off a little bit, so I'm going to cover it all in a spray Mod Podge as well. Then I'm going to move back on to my tissue paper again, and you'll see my splotchy tissue paper, and I have some purple and blue behind this. I want to cut it to the size of just a regular letter size paper, because that's the size the rest of my paper for my journal will be. And so I'm cutting this tissue paper to try to get the maximum amount out of my tissue paper squares. So I got 2 of the splotchy ones, and then I have 4 of the blue and 4 of the purple to work with as well. But you'll see I'll just fold it in half, and that's how it will ultimately look in the book. For my blue and purple, I'm going to use these stamps that I got from the Beebeecraft YouTube program. So they're kind of a celestial, kind of space stamp. And you can see I have all kinds of different designs here. I'm going to just pick out a few designs that I like, and then I will get to inking and just kind of randomly make some patterns. Again, I'm making background paper here, so I'm not looking for uniform patterns or things that are going to be very prominent and stand out. I'm using colors that kind of blend in with the paper color, this tissue paper color, so that it's very subtle. You'll kind of see that for these particular stamps, if you smash too hard into your ink, you're going to get a lot of excess ink around the edges of your stamp. You want to make sure to clean that off before you stamp onto your paper, your tissue, or whatever you're stamping, or you're going to get that kind of block image around what your actual stamp image is. So be careful with that. But you just kind of gently tap the ink stamp to the top of the ink pad and then press it, and when you press it on your paper, as soon as it touches that paper, you need to commit. Don't try to change where it was. If it touches the paper, go all the way down and just stamp it. So I'm going to just stamp away and randomly make some patterns all over this tissue paper. If you aren't yet familiar with the Beebeecraft YouTube program, You can sign up in the link that I have attached in the description below. All you need is 100 subscribers on your YouTube channel, and to apply for the program, they'll check out your channel and let you know if they want to work with you. And then if so, you get to pick out about $40 worth of craft items from their store, and they will ship it to you, and you will do a couple videos for them, and you get to keep those craft products. And they are really good and have a good selection and are very good quality products. They hold up very well. So again, if you are interested in that, make sure to check out the link below. And if you're just interested in getting some craft products for a good deal, then check out the Beebeecraft site. I'll also put a link to this particular block set of stamps in my description as well if you're interested in these specific stamps. And if you're not yet a treasure, hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss out on any of my crafting adventures. Okay, here is our result. I went ahead and stamped on some of that kind of splotchy splatter paper. It's okay, I'm not in love with it, but I do really like how it turned out on the tissue paper. I used a gray and a light blue and a light purple, and so it's faded so much into the background there that you can barely see some of it. I did use a little bit of white, a little bit of silver. On one I used a little bit of gold. So there's some images that stand out more than others. It's really kind of hard to see on camera, but you can see all the images and it gives a lot of depth to the tissue itself. Maybe I'll turn some of this into some vellum. I'm not totally sure. Maybe I'll leave it all just as tissue and put it into the journal. I guess you'll have to come back and find out what I do on a different episode of Tevil's Treasures. Till next time, keep crafting, friends.